Hello friends, welcome to the Mabhi Investor Educational Video Series. How are you doing? I hope you're having great time trading in the markets. Again, this is the series of the videos which we have started on analyzing the Nifty and Bank Nifty analysis. So let's see what Nifty and Bank Nifty charts are looking like right now. Let's review what happened last 1 month and what's the outlook going forward for these two major indices, right? Which is what we trade most of the times in terms of indices, and it's very important to know what these two indices are doing even if you're trading on stocks. Okay, just to get a feel of overall general market conditions. So let's straight away jump to the charts. Okay, here I have Nifty weekly chart and long term. This is the overall picture. Long term, as we saw last time as well, that we have a big trend line, this one, which has been in place, which is coming all the way from 2008 till date. And then we have a smaller trend line, which is this one. We had drawn this last time. We can zoom it now a little bit. Okay, and so last time we talked about this current long-term trend line was just crossed. Okay, now it is convincingly crossed. Nifty is doing fantastic. It's in a very good uptrend. Like just see how in the last 1 month how big jump it has taken, right? So it has crossed the full corona fall, I'd call it. So let's see the Fibonacci retracement. If we see the full scale of the fall from the previous high, you know, to the whole crash point at the bottom, if you see this, we have completely retraced. We have gone past it and trading well above it. Okay, and actually it's not showing it here, but it has at this level around 127% retracement comes, and it has passed that as well. Okay, so if Nifty has to fall little bit for a short-term support, if we are looking at that, that 127% retracement is going to provide decent support, short-term support. Okay, short-term support. But if we are looking for a bigger correction, let's say if bigger correction happens, if not today, after a month, after 2 months, or whenever it happens, this level, the previous high level, which is around 12,450 to 500, that's going to provide the major support. I think we talked about this last time as well, and that stays. But now it is for a larger correction, not for a smaller one. Smaller correction around 127% resetment. That's, I think, around 13,800. That's the level. Okay, so that's our larger picture on Nifty. Let's take a look at the daily chart as well, so that we know the little bit near term setup. Okay, if you now, it's we have seen a huge trend. It's an overbought market. If I add the the oscillators, couple of oscillators, like I think I have it here. Yeah, I have it. So if you see the oscillators, right, RSI is reading 73, not hugely overbought, but now it has entered that zone where we can say it's overbought. Stochastic here is reading 96. So most of the oscillators are now starting to show overbought situation, not only in daily chart, in weekly chart as well. It's trending up, it's trading above all kinds of moving averages. So we have to be careful while the uptrend is still intact. There is no problem as such with the uptrend. There is not much negative sign. There is one thing which we observed in terms of chart, is that there is a small rising wedge which is in the early stage of formations. If we try to make a small trend line here, and at the joining the tops, right? This one. So this will look like eventually a rising wedge. See this, they will eventually form to, now if it continues to trade inside this channel, it's a and let's say at least next time it falls down to this bottom line and takes support from there and bounces up, and then another, in fact we have three touch points at the top, right, already. So this small bottom, if it happens around the bottom line and then continues to trade inside this wedge, Nifty is going to be quite vulnerable to a fall. Okay, and because this rising wedge is a bearish formation, and if Nifty is not coming out of this soon, okay, it will have potential to break down, and if it breaks down, the eventual breakdown below this line is going to be the confirmation for a, you know at least short term trend reversal. I would not call it long term trend reversal, but at least short term correction will be imminent if that breakdown happens. That's what one should be careful of right now if trading Nifty or, the overall market from short term trend perspective. If I want to confirm this rising wedge with any negative divergences in the oscillators, there's not a lot. There's a little bit of negative divergence in RSI, but just once it has been seen now. In stochastic, actually, that's not even the case. So we will not give it, a huge importance at this stage. That's why I call it early stage formation. But if it continues to trade inside this, it will have potential to reverse in at least in the short term basis. Okay, so that's the view. Otherwise, Nifty nicely uptrending, no problem. Trade with caution is the point. Now let's quickly look at Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty. Now Bank Nifty, the larger picture is quite different in the sense that, so one sec. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. This is the right graph. Okay. If you see, this is weekly chart. Nifty, Bank Nifty has bounced, but it has not crossed the previous high. It is still below that. It has been underperforming if you compare it with the Nifty as well as even other major indices. So it is yet to make a fresh high, which should have been made already. So I don't know, somebody doesn't like banks as much as they like the other sectors or other stocks. So and these resistance lines which we have based on the tops here are still posing resistances. Still Bank Nifty is not moving as smoothly as others, but it has shown still good strength, and it has, bounced well. Even on a one day fall, we had a couple of 1 or 2 week 1.5 weeks back. So it also has decent momentum, but not moving as smooth as Nifty. But if it can still continue to have some courage and pass this zone, which is proving to be a difficult zone, if it passes that and makes a fresh high, it could have a lot of momentum and it could take the whole market to even, higher level. So that we have to see. In terms of near term, let's check in daily chart what's happening, right? So near term, we see in daily chart we had this trading channel where it was trading, it broke out, okay, well past 200 DMA, right? So now this channel is well past it. Long term trend line, this is where it faced a little bit of resistance on this line. This is long term trend line, but it crossed it. But we have to see, the momentum has not been so great. We would be very comfortable once this whole zone is crossed, and then we could have even smooth selling for Bank Nifty. Okay, but otherwise in terms of overall uptrend, it is still going along with Nifty. All right, so that's about Nifty and Bank Nifty for today, where it stands. Just one more thing. Let's check the oscillators if there is anything, which we should always check at this stage of the trend. Is there any negative divergence? Because this is also quite stretched, right, with the overall market. So in Bank Nifty, you can see there is a lot of negative divergence. This is the upward line for price, whereas the uh, tops for RSI is falling down, right? So this is the, sorry, yeah, come on, yes, this is going up, tops are going up, here tops are going coming down. Even in case of stochastic, you can see that right here. Not hugely, not as significant as in RSI, but negative divergence is more visible here and more prominent, I can say, in Bank Nifty, and that is why, you know and that confirms the fact that it is in the resistance zone. It has not crossed the all-time high, let's accept that, and that is why price is not able to smoothly you know move. So this zone needs to be crossed. It's very important. The negative divergence does show that it is facing difficulty, but there is no major reversal formation here. Okay, so it can still show courage and go well past these resistances, but one should be careful in this zone. All right, so that is all about Nifty and Bank Nifty analysis for this month. Okay, do take a look at our website www.mavinvestor.com. We every month we publish our monthly journal called Stocks Nahita, where you have lots of stock ideas as well as Nifty, Bank Nifty, general market condition analysis, so that you can confidently trade. So if you're interested, feel free to contact us. All right, and if you like our analysis, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you get the subsequent videos notifications as well. So thank you very much, and that is all for today. Happy trading.